everyone, welcome to Star Player 1. I'm Brainite and we are playing Leviathan, the last day of the decade. Last time we left off as we were looking at the evidence of one of the Kristian's victims, we believe, who was killed by him. And we're working with the investigator Julia to piece together what happened to prove our point that this guy was killed by Kristian and he did not commit suicide. And we just proved to Julia how this guy wasn't drunk and how all the evidence isn't leading up. She's taking her time, thinking it over. Okay, you convinced me. It looks like someone was indeed in the apartment, but can we say for certain that he murdered Bertram? Of course not. I'm glad you understand, Oliver, although I agree that it looks a little strange for it to be suicide. I left that one small detail that can explain everything. The murderer obviously tried to hang Bertram with a scarf, but it ripped due to Bertram's weight. So the killer used a collar. Julia, yes? Look here, Bertram is hanging from a collar. The collar is stretched to its limits. It can barely hold him, but it does. That's the important thing, and I can draw one conclusion. Whoever killed Landmaster most likely owned a dog. Or you think it symbolizes something else? I want to call your attention to something else. You know that it's absolutely impossible to hang yourself with a collar. You think so? Explain. Julia, yes? Look here. Bertram is hanging from a collar. The collar stretches limits. It can barely hold him. But it does. That's the important thing. And blah blah blah. We already did this. Good thing we picked up that collar that Kristian left. I got quiet because I'm trying to piece together what I'm supposed to do next. It would be kind of... The stool, it's too short. Just look at the photograph. Even if Bertram stood on it, he couldn't fasten the collar himself. However, the stool is just high enough for someone to hold the body and hang him underneath the beam itself. That proves that Bertram was not alone, and either he was dead or sleeping when he was hung. I have no objections. You're a real detective, Bertram. That's for sure. Now we establish the facts, we can reconstruct what happened. So Bertram comes home late night from his brothel. He's absolutely sober. He talks on the phone the whole way home. The killer was someone Bertram knew well. It was someone who met Landmaster at the entrance of his apartment, and he brought a gift. They entered the room and poured the wine. The wine that the guest brought was mixed with poison. Taking a sip, Bertram fell on the floor, sipping what was left in his glass. The killer took the glass, filled it with wine, and put it back on the table. After that, he took Bertram Landmaster's body, stood on the stool, trying to hang with a scarf. However, the scarf ripped under the weight. So the killer took a collar, which for some reason he had with him, and hung Bertram Landmaster on the chandelier's hooks. Boom and snap. Bravo, Oliver. I'm so impressed. That's cool. I don't believe it. Oh, she's starting to like us now, like us for our detective work. Thanks for a killer. She's kind of right. Yeah, Bertrand, I would shake your hand, but I'm so drunk I can't even stand up without falling over. Sometimes you amaze me, Oliver. Me too. Give me 5, buddy. Thank you, Kale. Whoosh. Guys, y'all helped me a lot, but none of this would have happened without you, Kale. Without Kale. Buddy? I'm probably a bad friend, Kale. All this time, I paid too little attention to you, or how they called it, and wasn't interested in what you were going through. I hardly called you. I was never hardly interested in what you were going through. That's what he was saying. But you never forgot about me. You always looked out for me, Kale. You have been a great friend. Stop it, buddy. I feel bad, Kale. I feel bad for everything. You risked everything for me by taking that damn ring from the bureau. You've done far more these couple last days than I have done for you my whole life. Thank you again. Yeah, Kale. Good job. Oliver, I hope you're not mad at me for what I said to you on the roof. I was just really mad that you just kept an unbelievable secret from me, but you needed to. It's your investigation. You knew best what you needed to do. If you're finished with all of his pleasantries, let's go. It's starting to get dark. Lou is right. Oliver? Wait for a second, Darina. I wanted to think about something. Everything's getting scarier and more confusing by the moment. I know one thing for sure. Kristian's secret are around here somewhere, and I'll get to the bottom of it. Documents I found in the archives can only belong to one person, Kristian. Kristian is the only person from the Orver family in the whole city. That's the only thing that connects him to the whole lost children of the lost noble families. It's only a matter of time before I find that damn evidence. Okay, 1572. Bertram, like a master, hangs himself. They say that he killed himself and closed the case. 2 years later, in 1574, Paul Casper goes missing. 15 years later, they find his corpse in the city sewer. There is no evidence on his body of a struggle, so they close the case as well, writing it off as just an accident. 3 years later, in 1577, another noble boy goes missing, Terence Odo. They don't find his body. No one knows what happened. All of these cases are similar to a string of murders in 1578. My mother's death was the last one on that year. I can prove Kristian murdered my mother. His shadow strangled my mother, and I have a picture of it on my mother's ring. I don't understand why Paul Krasberg, Terence Odo, and Bertram Landmaster are dead while I'm still alive, though. Probably because of the deal that my mother made with Kristian not long before her death. I became legally his, and obviously I'm too valuable to him. Maybe the deal was something about different. But all that doesn't matter now. What matters is my mother's murder looks like a sad coincidence. The death of those children are all similar because they were cruel and thought out. Oliver, are you going? No. No one's going anywhere. It's time to have a serious conversation. I had no idea that you were so smart. Unfortunately, it's your intelligence that puts you under suspicion. What do you mean? Very cute, Oliver. Stop these stupid games. Oh, I see. I should have guessed you wouldn't come clean. In that case, it's time to play my hand. I am Julia Rader, Bureau Investigator. She was related to Rader. I called that when we saw her. I'm investigating the case of my brother's death, Mitchell Rader. So she was Mitchell's sister. Crap! That's why the Bureau took the case so quickly. I can't explain what's going on here. That means our new friend, like the biatch she is, was messing with our heads the whole day. I need to go undercover. Paragraph 9 of the code states an inquirer has the right to go undercover if the investigation requires it. Oh, so you're pretending to be a bird brain. Paragraph 11 of the code states an inquirer has the right to take on different personalities if the investigation requires it. I am acting in accordance with the law, Darina Lautner. Let me remind you that I am investigating a noble's death. Unfortunately, there is a person in the room who has sabotaged my investigation from the very beginning. KL Domain, stand up. KL turns pale and jumps off his seat. KL Domain, what is your responsibility? Answer me. As an inquirer's assistant, louder. As an inquirer's assistant, I should have helped you. Exactly. Paragraph 74, Section 3. An inquirer's assistant is required to obey the inquirers and fully cooperate with him. Paragraph 79. It is a crime punishable by law for a bureau official to fail to fulfill his primary duties. The level of punishment and guilt should have been determined by the seriousness of the offense. Let me remind you that the paragraph outlines the punishment of 7 to 10 years of imprisonment. Julia, quiet. Paragraph 112. A bureau officer found guilty of breaking the law may be punished up to 20 years. Paragraph 40. Confinement of a criminal is punishable by imprisonment of 8 to 12 years. Paragraph 41. Complicity in concealing a crime is 6 to 8 years. Paragraph 49. Destruction of evidence 3 to 7 years. And 5 more years for stealing evidence regarding Sherry Veteran's case. Paragraph 55. Paragraph 116. Destruction of bureau documents 6 to 10 years. There is no possibility of amnesty if felonies are committed. In the best case scenario, you'll spend 20 years behind bars. In the worst case, you'll spend 42. No, Julia, don't do this. I beg you, don't. Please. Julia, have mercy. And he's crying. That's so sad. Kill Domain, in accordance with paragraph 3 in the name of law, I am putting you under arrest. That measure of your guilt will be determined by an investigation. The court of law will determine your punishment. Unfortunately, the law does not punish people for being rude. So, darn lawyer, you're free to go. And you, Lordo, may as well leave too. You can go. But I would like you, Oliver Veteran, to stay and answer some questions. Stay here. Episode 3! I told him to just give him that evidence. He had to go and destroy it, and I think that really tipped her off. Like, okay, this guy, I'm taking him down now. And we're on episode 4 already. The gift. Yay. Let's begin. Guard. Miss Raider? Guard, put Kill Domain under arrest and take him to the burial. I'll take care of him later. Yes, ma'am. Oliver! Oliver, I want you to know. Quiet. Get him out of here. Julia gets up from the table. Come with me, Oliver Veteran. I got some questions for you. Oh, wow. Hello. I like your new outfit. Let's talk, Oliver. Be honest. Corroborate and insist. Let's take things into account. From the very start of our acquaintance, I wanted to watch you carefully, remembering and writing down everything you said. If you were honest before, you had no problems with your testimony. However, if you lie to me, your lies will inevitably crop up and I will arrest you. Let's move on to the questions. Today I asked you at the academy what happened to Mitchell, so can you remind me what you thought happened to him? I don't know. I told you, I don't know what happened to him. Why are you nagging me? Julia bites her lips. Stop raising your voice. I will write this down. Previous testimony confirmed. Fate of Miss M. Raider is unknown to Overtron. Well, on to the next question. At the academy, I asked you whether or not Mitchell were friends or not. Please remind your answer. He was my enemy. He was always my enemy, and I told you that. Julia thinks for a while. Sure, you told me that, but I had to check anyway. On to our next conversation. Occurred during our ladder where Mitchell was likely killed. Do you remember? I do. Then you should recall who you said was a possible murderer could have been. He was killed possibly by a student. It's probably one of the students, I think so. Anyway, Julia thinks about Oliver's words. I think the same thing. He had many enemies at the academy, so students main suspect. Julia pauses and looks at Oliver reflectively. Your testimony lands us both in troubled water. Questioning facts is a good way to uncover lies. You never be mistaken when answering honestly, but lie a bit and everything will be uncovered. I didn't lie to you. Yes, and that's the problem. I am not the one who concealed her real attitude to a person. Let me speak frankly. Your perfect testimony just proves your willingness and intelligence, not your innocence. However, there is one thing I can't ignore. Common sense? Haha, not funny. No, I'm speaking about the facts. Can you remember the conversation near the ladder? I told you that the murderer revealed himself more than expected. Of course I remember. I have a surefire way of shortening the list of suspects based on an important fact. The killer is connected to a demon. I mean, he has a personal demon that serves him. The demon has the right to be some sort of small creature, like a resurrected dog, a harpy, chimera, or gargoyle. Yes, you told me that the killer had a demon. Exactly. Considering this fact to be true, it turns out that you are above suspicion. What? But Edna, I have checked you, Oliver. Do you remember when I asked you to hold my powder case for a while? I do. So what? To be honest, it was not a powder case. It was a mechanism. I can't even say that word. A mechanism. There we go. That is sensitive to aberrance. You have a sort of residual background, but this is probably because of your rare blood as a Vertran. Sounds like the mechanism hasn't recognized the demon. Something's wrong. It's time to have this conversation with Edna. Looks like my suspicion makes no sense. Great, can I go home? Sit. Not so fast, Oliver. No suspicion. It's not the same as not guilty. Kale, he told me everything. You can't even imagine how much he told me. Just listen. Oliver listens to Julia. There's a bit of a problem with you and Kale. To speak frankly, it's actually quite a big problem. A huge problem even. A chasm which you will fall into soon enough. Paragraph 49. Destruction of evidence. Don't you remember? What are you talking about? How does destruction of evidence relate to me? Stop pretending to be stupid. I gave your friend these documents. He was supposed to take them to the Bureau, but he opted to destroy them. His initiative framed both of you, just as I planned. Called it. Yes, I put him to the test and he failed. Documents were just copies, but Kale obviously didn't know that. Damn, I wish I could have guessed it was just a trick. Your name was everywhere on every page. It was a clear provocation, and I don't know how naive he must have been to believe it. Oh, stop. Whoa! Where'd you come from? I've seen this man before. Exactly, he was sitting right behind Julia at the cafe. Oh yeah, the guy who was talking to himself about bringing down the order. I want to speak to Oliver Vertran. Oliver, we already met in absentia. Glad to finally speak to you in person. I don't know who he is, but his voice sounds familiar. I am Beatrice Hughes, the guy I talked to on the phone. And you are the man who investigated the death of my friend Bertram. Unfortunately, you are a suspect, so I need to ask you a few questions. I could call it. I'm fine. My guardian. I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I bet you were right behind the door when Julia interrogated me. You heard everything, so no. You know, I did nothing criminal. Stop it. Stop, stop, stop. Now it's not a good time for your righteous anger. Let me ask you some questions. Matters, I'm not finished with Oliver yet. To Oliver. You may kill or destroy these documents. You did, didn't you? No, I didn't. Julia, enough. There is no need to press him like that. That is against the law. I know the laws, Mattress. You know nothing. Now shut the F up. And never raise your voice to me again. I saw your documents, documents, I mean. Your investigation is weak, juggling with meaningless facts and guesses. You accuse Oliver Bertrand of murder. What do you base this on? Let me know, please. I have facts. F your facts. Forget about them. You have nothing but your inklings and pseudo-perfectionist logic. Are you trying to teach me how to investigate? Yes. Yes, I am. I am trying, and I'll keep trying until you stop acting like a fool. Mattress is even looking at her. He seems like he plays a much more significant role in the Bureau than Julia does. You need evidence in order to accuse someone of a crime, something that can prove their guilt unambiguously. Ooh, I got that word right. Thought I was gonna mess that one up. Do you have any evidence? No evidence to accuse him at all. Ironically, the only real clue you have to prove his innocence. Julia? What? Leave us, right now. Read the Inquirer's Codex. I hope you'll find it useful and interesting. It seems you have never seen it before. Why are you still here? Go. I will interrogate Oliver personally. Julia leaves the room. Bye, Julia. I hope I don't need to explain what a pain in the butt you've gotten rid of. So how about some sincere gratitude for my help? Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot, Mr. Hughes. Gratitude is just a term. How about 600 gold, Oliver? I don't have that much money. My pride usually forces me to keep that price, but there will be an exception for you, Mr. Bertrand. 500 gold, and you might be free. I don't have enough money. Mattress frowns. You lost the golden key. Think about it. If you want, think about it if you want. Soon you have plenty of time. No, wait. Julia will visit you tomorrow, Mr. Bertrand. She needs a few hours to revise the case and find a way to prove your guilt. Have a nice day. The golden key. Greedy bastard. It's pity that Kristian hasn't a phone, so I can't call him. He hates phone calls. I need to look around. Master, Edna? Oh, my sweetie lord, I barely found you. Edna, they accused me of Mitchell's murder. Sweetie, I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. Soon you'll be famous. All those miserable folks will tremble before your eyes. Edna, why are you talking about fame? I don't want to be known as a killer. And soon everything will get worse. Worse than I ever imagined. If they prove my guilt, I remain in jail forever. Oh, what a bitter taste fame has. The best things in life come at a great cost. Brace yourself, my sweetie. I'll try to find a way. Soon you'll be free. Believe me, my sweet cake. And then disappears before Oliver can answer her. Hey, there's pictures of... That was the person who went missing, I thought. Here's an old friend, Bertrand Landmaster. Nice to see you. This is a reprint obituary from the old newspaper. It makes no sense to read it again. The White Circle Bureau is seeking for a possible eyewitness to Chadwick's murder, which happened. He had been mutilated of a good husband, loving father, to blah blah blah. Someone was killed by... Blah 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 blah. Face seems pretty similar. Why does it? He looks like the guy we just saw. Although looks closely at the Wonder poster. That looks like our friend. Wait, am I dreaming or something? I can't believe my eyes. It's Ludodo. What's written down here? Rootless Quincera is wanted for reprimanding crimes such as money and document fraud, as well as deception of noble-born women. Introducing himself as heir of noble family, Quincera becomes acquainted with many aristocrat women in order to swindle them out of their money and jewelry. The Bureau is looking for anyone to help expose his con artists too. Damn, that's funny. Ruthless Quincera. I have to tell Darina about this. I'll take that. Here's a portrait, not a singer, serial killer. Okay. An old, worn, torn poster. It's burnished for time. Fish market, an old woman, dressed in brown, almost blind. There's no way to recognize the test. It's all blurred. Okay. This cast iron oven is full of hot stove with steel rod among them. I hope this thing is just to startle. I hope it's used just to startle prisoners. Part of the machine. I don't know what it's for, but it's not that scary and probably not dangerous. Oliver sits wearily on the bench. I need to get some sleep. There's something to do here anyway. Oliver lies down on the rigid bench and soon falls asleep. Time to visit our friend. Tree. Or go on a psychedelic trip. Whoa. What a strange dream. The locks and latches. Good morning, veteran. Ah! Stop that. You are free for now, so get up and get out. How envious I am of you. I never had such a thoughtful father. So generous. I'm not going to guide you. Go down the corridor to the narrow red door on the left. It's the back exit. Go up the street and soon you'll be at the cafe where Julia detained you and your friend Kyle. Wait, Oliver, there is something you should know about Julia. Her tenacity is even larger than her chest. She will never back down and will find a way to put you on the stand anyway. Just keep it in mind. Thank you for the warning. Not at all. This is for free. Once again, red door to the left and you'll be back at the bureau. Then go up the street. Raise your sleeves. Alright, let's go. Kristian probably bribed Matrix to let me out. Finally, I'm free. What did he tell me? A red door that leads to the back of the bureau and then up the street, something like that. Oliver leaves the cell. I walked out the bureau and wandered through the dirty alleys for what seemed like forever, thinking about how far I've gotten, how everything turned out so strangely. There was something I couldn't help but think about. It was a mistake to get anyone else involved in my investigation. Everything spun out of control when others found out the secret between Kale and I. And what happened to Kale, I felt bad for him and wanted to right everything. I wrong. But how? I didn't have an answer. So I wandered alone. I found myself in front of a familiar cafe. Oliver, you came back. I can't believe it. Give me a hug. Darina hugs Oliver tightly. That's right, I never see you again. I followed Julia. I saw where she took you, then I came back here to wait. I don't know what for. Damn, my head hurts so much. Are you drunk? Yes, I am. So what? I was worried. It was the only thing I could think to do. If they arrested me like this, I probably would go nuts and die. Come with me. I should have one more drink. Are you sure you should? I'm scared and depressed. You want me to cry my eyes out right here? I bet you don't. Let's go. Aww. Be that friend. Holds the hair. And we gotta end it there. A lot happened that episode. Gotta meet a new character. Some revelations were made. And right now we're above suspicion. So let's hope we can stay above that and not have Julia pin us. But at the same time, we'll flirt with her like no tomorrow. Anyway, if you're liking these videos, like, comment, subscribe down below. And as always, I will see you guys on my next Star Player 1 episode. Bye!